Go.
Welcome back, Team Fat Kid. They're getting closer every time. I just want you guys to know that we're back. It is Thursday. Thursday. I don't know the date. I never do. It's just a Thursday. So we have a kind of a tasting. Like we scooped something up last Monday on a shopping trip, and I didn't even know this was legal.
I was kind of surprised when I saw it myself, but
So I just kind of saw it and I picked it up. I was like, "Hey, look
it's
at
a
this!"
vodka and soda pineapple made with real juice.
Okay, so explain what you're holding in your hand.
Well, it's called High Noon Sun Sips, and I thought I did just explain. It's a vodka and soda pineapple made with real juice.
In a can.
Yeah, okay, it is. Yeah, it's in a can. I mean, I what do you want from me? It's a can of vodka and soda, which is weird in the fact that I didn't know that you could sell pre-blended liquors,
Cocktails in this state.
in a can.
Those come into vending machines in Russia.
Interesting.
Well, dude, that's Russia. Especially in this state, that does not seem like a common...
The producer definitely needs in on this one because I am super excited to see her opinion
Oh, yeah.
on a canned mixed
Looking at this
vodka
orange cup
drink.
of
The producer is a
vodka
vodka
right here.
drinker. So
Well, Chase, help us out here, man.
Yeah, man, you're the middleman. Can you pass the salt, please? Not Batman style.
I'm passing a pepper.
Yes. There's another one.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry about that, sir.
Yes.
I was
You're doing
sorry,
a great,
man.
You're doing a
I
great
was paying
job.
attention to you, not him.
To be
Good job.
fair.
Good job. To be fair.
To be fair.
All right.
to be fair, if you know where that's from,
Shout out to you.
All right. So this is. It smells very fruity.
Okay, I will say kind of surprisingly. Yeah, Dooley, do you have a question?
No, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, okay, anyway, moving on.
Hey. In the studio, there is a TV, and it is playing some random food.
it's probably some
Show.
shit like Cambodia.
I have to
looks
say
like,
I'm surprised that most of the beers that are drunk here are...
Higher.
Yeah, this is only a
ABV.
4.5%er. The vodka, soda, and pineapple made with real juice. It is called
Okay.
High Noon Sun Sips.
Can I get a tink tink?
Tink tink polo,
Polo
tink
Tink Tink. All right, gentlemen.
tink. One's just
Yeah.
there.
Good job,
Yep,
guys.
just-
Don't spill it on the mixer.
Yeah, so bottoms up. You already know the ABV. We don't have to play the guessing game. So first impressions.
Seagram's does it better.
Light.
Don't like it.
It
Tastes like carbonated water.
Low in flavor. It's
That is soda.
well. Think about
Chase.
Straight carbonated water.
Chase. That's some really good carbonated water for you there.
Would you classify that as a Truly's? Has anyone at this table had a Truly? Like, other
I've
than
never
the
had a
producer?
Truly.
Producer, would you say that's a Truly's, or is Truly's better?
Giving a face.
She's thinking.
Okay, so
about-
while she's thinking, though, obviously I want to know. That's better than a Truly?
I think a Truly's has more alcohol content. There's one in the box behind you.
I'll get that.
If you-
Okay, if
If
Chase
you
wants
can,
to grab
if you can
that.
pull that, let's see what they. Because I think a Truly's. Is
I want to
like
know, though, because
6.
Chase said it was just like straight carbonated water. But, I mean, does anyone get the pineapple? Does the pineapple?
Oh, the
have
pineapple!
flavor?
I get the pineapple. I get the pineapple.
So you get pineapple.
Pineapple.
It's like
Definitely
and
pineapple.
he definitely pulled out the
The
perfect
pineapple version
Yes. So,
Which
here, let's do that again.
is 5%.
Thank God.
Okay,
So
so
it's a 0.5% higher.
Thank
I
God
just-
it did not get
it
a
literally-
grapefruit one,
literally feels like
because
seltzer
I don't think we got
water,
grapefruit in there.
all right. So this is gonna be a perfect pairing.
Chase, help me out.
Yeah, you had to do things. You're not just a guest. You also.
You also a prospect, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
get it together.
Yeah. Did you? You thought wrong.
Actually, it was like a same time thing. Do you see this? Still holding it.
That's those server hands right
Oh,
there.
that is definitely restaurant hands. Like
He's holding between his fucking
Progred!
wrist and his.
We don't drop
pinky.
shit.
Producer pass. Like, because we got it now. We have.
Shout out to Arthur.
We literally just pulled randomly a Truly
pineapple, ironically enough.
So you say it's 0.5% higher.
It's a 0.5% higher. The High Noon Sun Sips vodka, soda, and pineapple is 4.5.
Polo tink tink.
The Truly Hard Seltzer is a 5%. I love how this is your drink, and I feel like you're making a face.
It smells more flavor.
She's not a pineapple fan.
Okay, so not a pineapple fan.
So from what
Yeah.
From what she said, I totally see more flavor in the vodka soda. thing.
The first one,
Yeah.
one had way more flavor.
Granted, I mean you're
Somebody else
going,
can
you're
have
going from
that.
a seltzer to a soda, or soda to a seltzer.
Yeah,
So-
that's more of a seltzer water than what I was thinking.
I don't. What are you looking for? Just
Well, Chase is gonna need an empty cup, and I was trying to tell him to dump it outside, but he didn't catch the.
dump it outside. Dump it
Okay,
outside.
thatall work.
Dump
You
it
can
in your
finish
body,
it too.
bro.
So
Dump it
I
right
think
in your body.
what's the name of the first one?
The first one is High Noon Sun Sips.
I've never heard of that before, and I think it had more flavor than the
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
I mean, lower ABV, but I think that was how much was that? Like
It was $3 for a thing, and then for a 4-pack it was
That's
$10.
literally like a bottle of fucking seltzer water flavored that you get from Dollar General.
Which
Okay,
one? Are you talking
one-
about the Truly?
One.
The second one?
Truly, more definitely.
Okay, so one says it has vodka in it, and the other one is more like a
Hard seltzer.
it's more like a cider or something like that. So
How does that even give you a buzz?
because
Like,
it
how's
has,
that a thing?
Because it has alcohol in it.
No, I get that, but coming from us, like, you drink that, you really think you're going to get a buzz?
I'm sure if I drank 8 of them.
You'd probably have to drink maybe at least 10 to 12.
No, man, it's running the same. It's running the same level as like a standard like Miller Lite, Bud Light. Like it's running the same ABV as all of those. So I think in a fair game, those are running the same as if you drank 6 of those, you'd be drinking 6 Miller Lights or Bud Lights, whatever you want to fucking talk about. It's a domestic beer, man. Like it's gonna run exactly like maybe Budweiser is a little bit higher, but I think at the end of the day, they're all the same. All right, so there's selfies happening, and let's.
Oh, there's panoramic selfies. Your thumb is floating in midair.
Let's talk about.
I almost feel like those are like the placebo effect of beers.
Man, they're made for chicks.
The placebo effect of beers. I wanna bring up a subject before we jump into pre-thought subjects. Let's talk about the pimp hand.
The what?
The pimp hand.
Is strong.
The pimp hand, the backhand is strong. We had a funny moment happen on Saturday.
First off,
Wish we could show it to
Can
him.
we get a public service announcement? We do not condone hitting chicks in the face.
PSA: Team Fat Kid does not condone hitting women.
All right.
However,
There are instances.
it was an accident. It was a very funny accident, and the person
Happenstance.
involved is still laughing about it as well.
She is a
If
trooper,
you-
and she is. Yeah, she's the Team Fat Kid. Like she's all about Team Fat Kid, and that's why we could post it.
I wish we could show them the video.
No, it's on our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube. It's up there, our Twitter. Like you can totally go up there and check it out. Jason accidentally backhanded Miss Askew in the face, and the pimp hand is strong with this one.
I mean, this is the purpose of Behind.
So my question is
Perfect. It'd be like, this is the reason why there
You
is
stay
like
behind.
you stay behind.
My question is, what were you and Dooley talking about that made you go whoop-ah?
I'm
Backhanding
glad
me.
I am glad you asked.
Because that was my whole wonder about the whole entire thing. Like, I seen the video, I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
I've never seen Jason just at a bar just go whoop-ah.
They were watching a
But it was
stupid
weird.
video.
We were
moment.
watching a video.
I'll let you explain all of that because
We were watching a video, and there's something was happening in a kitchen, and like one person was
doing something
doing
really
something that
retarded, like,
that,
just stupid.
that the whole team should have been part of. And I was like, if they just kept doing that, which I'm gonna use you,
Yeah,
Alex.
no, he was
'cause
talking
I
about
was talking
backhanding
about
me.
Alex, because Dooley and I were having a conversation, and he's like, because we're having a conversation. It'd be just like if we were in said kitchen, and Alex is off on the side doing his own thing, and Dooley looked at me. He's like, "What would you do if Alex was doing this?" And I was like, "I'll backhand a motherfucker." And when I did the motion, is when Miss
Someone-
Askew walked up and caught the backhand.
To the
that
face.
was
Oh,
so
shit.
Alex
To the face.
Alex took a figuratively backhand to the actual backhand.
She crumpled like a tin can in a masher, man. Like, she just went down. It was
Hey,
like,
she got right the fuck back up, and I seen like on her face, she was laughing, like it was like,
Oh yeah,
what
it
the
was
fuck just
like
happened?
yeah, like because like Dooley and I noticed in the video, Dooley and I did not get out of our bar stool. We just reached down and picked her
Yeah,
up from the bar
Like,
stool.
yo, are you
What
okay?
the?
Like-
Why were you that close to me? Like, who is ever that close to me?
She
Like,
walked
I
towards
forgot-
her. I was like,
I forgot.
hand on the back, like, oh, are you okay?
I forgot who said it on Facebook or whatever, but they're like, wrong place, wrong time. Like,
There's a good friend of mine on Facebook, and he was like, the fucking, did she get her ticket to the gun show?
I think what's even more messed up, though, is like, she still had forward momentum when you hit her with the backhand. Like, she was walking forward, your hand went back, and it was just like, they met in the middle.
She felt them 22s.
Like, I just felt like connection, like, because I wasn't even looking in that direction, and I just felt the connection, and I looked back,
Oh.
and it's like her glasses were kind of tilted a little sideways, like her face is like, oh shit, like, and then she just, I did not expect her to go to the floor. I thought she would take like a step back, maybe she would like recover.
Yeah, now she dropped, bro.
Like, then that made me feel even more bad. Like when, like, if you get yourself like on a stumble and like you take 2 steps back and come back in, like, what the fuck?
She
But,
caught
like,
herself on 2 chairs and still went down, bro. Like, one hand on each of you. She had one on Dooley's and one on your chair, and just went
I'm just
back.
happy. I'm just happy that it went the way it went, and like she didn't catch her head
On
the
a
floor
table or
Very
something,
true.
like-
something
Very
else,
true.
like something that could have been way more. It's funny to laugh at
she
it.
was
now.
in that area where it could have been pretty bad too.
It's funny to laugh at it now, and I'm glad that she's a good sport, and like that we can post all these things and make fun of her, and like
I'm pretty sure she posted it. Like,
It's-
she sent me the video.
Not even make fun of her, have a laugh with her.
yeah, we're not laughing at you, Miss Askew. We're laughing with you. The pimp hand is strong.
Pimp hand is strong.
Where's my baby powder? And I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, so
Not
now
damn
now you
nutter.
can roll into your Rolodex of subjects there.
All right, we're gonna switch subjects now because I feel like.
Again, Team Packet does not condone hitting or abusing women.
Thank you. That was good. That was good. I like it.
I got my PSAs on lock, bro.
With us, you got to keep them on lock. Like, all right.
Remember, don't play with fire. We're professionals. No, we're not.
Fun story. Actually, this ties in kind of this ties in a little bit of today, and I think that the producer might have some shit to say. And it's funny because I wrote this down like I don't know 2 weeks ago, and we just never got to it. And it's like, let's talk about the worst restaurant service you've ever had, front of the house or back of the house. Like your actual, like you at work, not as a patron or a customer. Like where you are physically at work and shit goes south and you are like your absolute worst day. Like everyone has the one. Like I know you spoke about it, Alex, before, where like you had to go outside and cry for a second and come back in and recompose
Man
yourself.
stuff.
But
I got one.
like when,
And
like,
it was with a Team Fat Kid member too.
like when you're having a service, when I say service, like it's
A dinner
lunch,
service,
a lunch
like,
service,
yeah.
a dinner service, could be a breakfast, like an actual shift in a restaurant where you had like I just want to know where are you at with your absolute like the one that sticks out in your mind, like
But you're not
it
talking
could've-
about us. You're talking about, like, who
no just
has...
you've witnessed it, you were
Right.
there,
We witnessed, so not like our horror stories,
this-
but like
yes,
a horror
our-
story when we were there and like someone else was just driving you up the wall.
Already
yeah,
shaking
like
his head in
like
glory,
so
like.
so like because like okay like
Glad we went that direction.
For instance, fur. That was a F-U-R.
fair,
Fur.
fair.
Like, because this was meant to be for like the Mother's Day episode or the day after Mother's Day, and like Mother's Day is a really really shitty day in restaurants. It is like one of the busiest day.
And it doesn't matter where
it's
you
always
actually
about,
work.
It's
Like,
always about brunch, and mothers don't want to fucking be there. Like they're forced into it, so it's like everyone's pissed off to begin with, and I don't think Mother's Day brunch should exist. But that's just my personal opinion. I want to hear about you guys, and I have a good one. So, who wants to start?
Let's go, Chase. Like, he looks like a no.
Okay,
No?
You're absolute. It doesn't have to be Mother's Day. Just your
I have
worst.
I have two, but I'll hold one off till later on. I
Well,
guess.
let's see how if anyone else can come with.
Let's see how the
something
first
else.
one goes.
Okay, so I'll go with the one with the first, which deals with the Team Fat Kid member, Arthur.
All right, he's thick-skinned. He could take it. Let's do this shit.
And
6 seconds, bitch.
This is
Were
like
you on Fry?
yeah.
You damn right you were.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was there.
I think we might have covered it one time or whatever, but it was how everyone has a breaking point as a chef. You have the whole time, and Arthur's calling tickets, and he's like, "I need a full fish. I need a Monte Cristo. I need tenders. I need this. I need 10 wings," and he's just fucking order after another. I'm like, is no one ordering saute or grill?
You're
or
trying to remember everything.
I hate those moments.
Yeah, and he just calls shit out, and then at one point, like, I'm still dropping shit, but I'm
Oh, hey,
crying.
bro, you got a chef veg.
I'm calling shit, but I'm crying. Like, I'm literally crying, and I'm dropping. I'm like, no fucking bullshit. Okay, got there, and out of nowhere,
How dare you call another
And-
Monte Cristo? I'm out of those. It takes a day prep.
This food tastes a little salty. It's my tears.
That's really good, by the way. But so I'm
Tears of joy, motherfucker.
I'm dropping all this shit. He calls for onion rings. He calls for regular fries. He calls for wedges. He just gets on call. I'm like, I'm gonna put it down, whatever. But I'm getting halfway through it, and then out of nowhere, I just break fully down. And the kitchen manager at the time, he's like, "Dooley, what the fuck is going on?" I turn around. He sees my face. He's like, "Did you get fucking like grease in your face?" I'm like, yeah, I did. I got grease in my face. And he's like, "Go outside and fucking air out for a minute. Like, calm down." I'm outside, and
Your backup at that point was not strong.
Yeah.
So, like, it went from damn it, Dooley to that guy.
Well,
but
different restaurant, but we'll call him Samuel.
At the same time, I had two other people there. One just plating, putting that shit up in the window. The other dude just doing salads every once in a while. But no one's helping me. Like, I'm putting shit on the fucking table. I'm like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck this is. Like, just put the shit up there. So, Kurt, I don't know, who is it?
This brings up a big memory for me, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Oh yeah, I forgot what chef it was, but so he's like, "Dude, just go outside, get some fucking air." He deals with everything. I go outside, and apparently, lo and behold, this is the fucking day I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna quit smoking."
How'd that work out for you?
Yeah, I had
As he has a cigarette in his hand.
I had one cigarette in the car, and I didn't have a single fucking lighter on me, so I'm just strutting through the fucking parking lot going, "I need to quit. I'm done with this shit." And then someone came outside to smoke a cigarette, and I was like, "Give me a fucking cigarette right now."
Who the fuck was smoking in the middle of this shit?
The fucking dishwasher, the new one.
Bullshit.
It was
Not on my watch.
it was no, because they were slow, so it was like
Oh, well, the dishwasher.
They hadn't gotten the
no,
dishes
no,
back
no,
yet.
No. It was the senior dishwasher, and then the dude that was training with him. He came out there. He saw I was pissed off. I was like, "I got one cigarette. You have a lighter. Give me the shit right the fuck now." And then
Before I kill you.
Then the executive kitchen manager comes out. He's like, "Bill, you good?" I'm like, just as Alex said in one of the podcasts, just let me finish this fucking cigarette.
I just need a minute.
I just need a minute. Just let me finish the cigarette. I'll be done in a minute. Just I'll be there. Once I got done with the cigarette, it was like got back on there. Everything started calming down, and then Arthur was like, "All right, you fucking done? You done crying?" I was like, "You didn't know I was crying."
I wasn't crying.
I wasn't crying. And he was like, "Oh, that's why your face is wet, right?"
I love Arthur. Like,
And then we went right back on Friday, and I was like, "What the fuck else do you need?" That's when I started getting the whole, like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I just started, he's like, you have this many fucking fish, you have this many fucking Monte Cristos. I'm
All
like,
of a sudden,
fuck
like
it,
the eye of
let's
the
go.
tiger, eye of the tiger's
I
playing
the
in
fucking
your
tiger.
head.
I'm like, what else you fucking got?
If he dies, he dies.
So I'm just like every single thing is fucking calling. I'm just like, oh, you need 15 prawns? No, I'll dump my hand in that.
All the
fucking fry.
prawns.
You need 15 prawns? Bitch, I'll fucking dump my hand in that motherfucker. Like I
As long
started
as
going.
it's covered in batter, you're good.
Yeah,
Well, for a couple
true
seconds.
I found that, but I found out that by the way, but
We used to screw with new guys like that.
but
It's really
It's
bad.
fine. It's fine. It's not that hot.
but that was like one of my stories. My other story, I'll wait till someone else goes through.
Because I want to talk about my story because this is actually funny. I walked into a situation. It's my first day. Like when we're talking about like worst services. So we at this point in time, I don't think. Well, no, because Arthur was already at that location. So I had already worked at the larger location in town center in Virginia Beach. And it's my first day there. And I got there at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I waited in my chef coat and pants like for the sous chef to come collect me from the hostess stand. He was half an hour late. So I realized the situation I was getting myself into. So around, I don't know, somewhere, the executive chef was on vacation, and they had given me the opportunity to not start that day, but to start when the executive chef came back. And I was like, you know what? No, that's not how I roll. Like, I can work in any kitchen. Like, I'm a professional chef. Like, so I went through the prep list, and like they had this huge prep list, and I was like, they just put me on prep, and I was like, okay, I need some sort of direction, guys. And I
Do
was
you have
like,
a recipe book?
well, the book was there, but the list was there, and I was like, okay, guys, someone needs to tell me what is the most important thing on this list.
I need a 911.
Yeah, like
What's the
like,
what's
yeah,
the
like,
most important
yeah,
thing to do?
Like, okay, so like, and what is the most time? So I'm prepping like 3 things at one time because I've got like a steam jacket kettle rolling with some crazy ass mac and cheese I've never seen before, and I'm like fucking wrapping bacon wrapped shrimp, which is nothing. Like I can do that while I watch a kettle boil. So like, I'm multitasking. I'm doing like 3 things at one fucking time, and they're like, "This is your first day," and I was like, "Yeah, dude, I can read." Like it's like I can read a build book and a prep list and figure out like what do you guys need. So I'm doing 3 things at one time while they're prep cooks. We all know those guys are doing one thing at a time. So fast forward to about 5 o'clock at night, and I'm on the line with another guy that we hold near and dear to our heart, Mr. Washington. I won't use his first name. The very first day I met
That guy's a gangster.
the very first day I met Mr.
He
Washington.
is a kitchen G. Just
Yeah. That dude is hardcore. And the very first day I met him, and so we are on fry together, and I'm in a kitchen that has a fry wheel.
oh yeah, tickets for the fry guys.
Yeah.
like specific tickets
So-
for them.
I would
So
love that.
we are balls deep in like, he was like, okay, I'm going to show you a couple things, and like, so you can fry. And I was like, bitch, I can fry. Like, I was like, just show me how you fry. All right, so we go through the fish chip and all that shit, and then like somewhere along the way, he was like, you need to switch with me, and you need to call wheel. Because I'm plating shit better than him, and he's been there for like fucking 5 years. And I was like, all right, bitch, like, let's do this. Like, let's switch fucking sides. Like, let's do it now, though. Like, because we're already in the shit. Like, so we switch, and I go into fry wheel. So now I'm just working wheel, and I'm like calling tickets to Mr. Washington, and I don't even know who the other guy was. Like, it wasn't the daytime guy that we all have love and dear with. After years of us being in this business, like the daytime guy had already left, and so I'm on the fucking fry wheel, and this is my very first day, and I've been there since like 11 o'clock in the morning ish, somewhere around there. I've been prepping all day. Now I'm on fry, and it's like 9 o'clock at night, and then the fucking expo turns and looks at me, and he was like, I don't know where the fuck you came from. I just want you to know it's not like this every night, and I need you to stay. It's like, don't quit now, because, like, I don't know.
You walk in on, like, the busiest day.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I've never
like-
worked here.
It is the worst. I've never worked here, but I'm on wheel. And, like, holy shit, the expo is like, I don't know where you came from. Don't leave. It's not like this every night. This is a shit show. Like, it's like, I'm talking in the kitchen when you have 8 motherfuckers on the line, and 3 of them are on fry. It's like, in the same instance, like, when we're talking about, like, worst services, like, this is, like, one of the worst services I've ever seen or been a part of. But in the same sense, like, I had no fucking clue what was going on. I'm just trying to, like, is it like this every night? Because, holy shit, I need more money. Like, and, like, but then I eventually got into the wheel on grill and realized, holy shit, this is the worst place I've ever worked. And it is like this every fucking night. And burger night, like, me and the grill guy, like, I'm on wheel, and I've called so many fucking burgers. I had to switch fucking spots with the grill guy, and I love him to death to this day. We had the same name, and I was like, I can't think anymore, dude. Like,
You need to switch
there's
with me.
there's too many temps. I've called too many things. Like, it's too many temps, too mmany toppings. Like, I was like, can we switch for like 15 minutes? Like,
Can
so
I
I can
just cook food?
Can I just give you medium burgers, like, and not have to think about which one has jalapenos on it, which one has cheddar, which one has American, which one has Swiss, which one has bacon? All of them have bacon. Fuck, man, this is Virginia. And I was like, I just need like 15 minutes to take a fucking break, dude. Like, I'm not going outside and being a little bitch, Julie. I just need to fucking flip burgers for a minute. So yeah, those are 2 of my worst services. Who's next? Come on.
I guess I'll go.
I was gonna say I see you leaning into it. Like I'm waiting.
I mean, I didn't know if you wanted to jump in or not, but all right. It's actually not worst service, but it's actually the worst experience that I have actually been in within a restaurant.
Do tell.
I am, and
This
I will.
is the Chase Tell-All series of Team Fat Kid Choose the Fat.
So, at said place, I was a bar back. I was closing bar back, and I mean, as you guys know, at said place, closing bar back, you're there till at least 3:00, 3:30. You're with the closing manager.
It happens.
I was there with the closing manager and also 2 closing cooks, which isn't really that normal. You closing with 1 cook normally, not 2, but said cooks had a devious plan, and this plan was to
I know exactly what you're talking about.
to
now.
end up robbing the restaurant.
Said place.
Said place, yes. And I'm just a normal closing bar back. I got all my shit done. I'm sitting on the prep table looking at said manager to, get paperwork done, get petty cash fixed, get all that shit, how it's supposed to be for the next morning. I go outside, do a trash run, and I'm not gonna lie, I sit in my car for a minute and I do my thing, and I go back inside.
Did you said get your head right?
I did.
Okay.
I got my head right.
I mean, it's a long day. You got to sit down and get your head right. I mean, like,
As soon as I walk back into the building, I see Adam. I see said person with said cook, and they're having a little, I'd say,
Sidebar?
altercation / conversation. I didn't know what I was really walking into, so I just sat on the prep table and just kind of observed and listened. And
Sat on the pro table.
I'm
ass up.
yes, sat on the prep table. Yes, I did do that. Ass on the prep table. That
Bitch,
probably
you
wasn't
do
that
that
good
shit.
of a thing to do, but needed somewhere to sit down to watch and observe all this. But
I get it. But did you think something was up to put your ass on the prep table, or could you just sat in a bar stool?
I could have gone and sat at the bar stool
Did you
at the
believe
bar,
something was
but
up?
I did think something was up.
Okay, I'm not
Beca-
mad at you for
because
sitting your ass on the prep table.
To me, seeing a cook going into the office with said manager normally isn't like it's not a normal thing unless they have
The jig is up.
managerial
Right. Okay.
stuff,
Like yeah,
you know?
if it's
like
the,
they
it's the
need
KM,
to talk
the
about
AKM,
things. Yes,
like
yes. But he's just a normal closing cook, and I mean, other than like, hey, I'm rolling out, I'm dipping. You really shouldn't be inside the office talking to the manager
I really enjoyed the fact
at the end of the night. Like
that none of them believed that there were cameras all over this fucking
they,
place.
and that was another thing I was about to get to, but while I was sitting there on the prep table, said cook was standing inside the line of where a camera would be at. You could barely see. You could see who it was, and then he stepped forward. And when he stepped forward, made a mistake. And I, from the background, I seen cash just hanging out of his back pocket. I looked at said manager, and I said, hey, yo, check his fucking pockets. Check his pockets. Said manager never did such a thing. Yet he let cook walk in the background to the bathroom and then come back and reorient himself. Said cook comes back. Next thing you know, there's no more cash anywhere. Nobody can find a thing. And next thing you know, said manager gets punched in the face because an altercation heated to a point where said cook was over it, supposedly, and wanted to, I guess have a fight. Said cook ends up going to jail afterwards, and other said cook, nothing ever happened. He didn't know anything. But the funny thing about this was the said cook that punched the manager in the face, he stole, like, I think it was either like 3 to 5 ribeye steaks, and then a couple like potatoes and something else.
Hey man, you're trying,
Like,
to,
he
you're trying to
had-
have a family barbecue.
He had a nice little plethora of food
Stash.
to go with him, and that I really had to laugh about. But I should have known what's up because when I came,
I really like both of those cooks,
they were both really good. They're really cool too.
but
Until they weren't.
Yeah,
Until they weren't.
Well, then you're everything's good till it's not.
Right?
Like that's the answer there. Like everything's
Every
good until
good will
it's not.
produce an evil.
All right, Monsieur Carr.
I don't even know if I can narrow it down. I mean,
Like, I mean, you've had some. I know you had some bad. I
We
mean,
can-
we've worked in a lot of the same places.
we
not
have.
at the, not
and
at
I
the
mean,
same time.
I can hit them all.
like
if
you're,
we wanna-
you're absolute. Like think about it. Your absolute worst.
Town Center,
serve.
St. Patrick's Day. Irish restaurant, St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, I can only imagine.
I mean-
I've been to 4 of those.
Security is there
I'm
at,
not a
like,
fan.
when we open.
Yeah,
Because
like-
you're doing a head count as soon as people start
Yeah,
walking
they're
in.
doing They have the 2 clicks. Like
Yep, they got one in,
one
one out.
one
like-
out, so they can do the math. Like okay, so
And I mean, like,
just to make sure the fire marshal doesn't fucking shut your shit
Right?
down.
I again, you're like 2 rails deep. Tickets still just rolling. And I mean, you're on limited
yeah.
menu. It still doesn't even matter. Just tickets rolling, and there's only so much the kitchen can do. But I feel kind of bad for the servers, and I feel like this was bad service, but I don't know if it was their fault because it was so packed. Like, one of the security guards' jobs, only duty, was to walk up and down the aisle and move people.
To make sure that the servers could get through.
Yeah,
to
because like they
deliver
couldn't
food.
run beers, they couldn't run food, and I mean like it was to the point where like if you're standing in there, like you have your elbows like at your chest, 2 beers in the air because you order 2 at a time because it's gonna take 45 minutes to get another one.
Oh hell yeah!
Like you can't move, you can't do anything. Bartenders are just running their little asses off. Like you can't.
Don't
there's-
want like and the fucking what is? Sorry to jump in the middle of your shit. Green beer on St. Patrick's Day. Who wants?
I don't
What
know.
professional drinker?
Wants green beer?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
because it's always Bud Light, and we all know that shit's garbage. But continue. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, like, it's just at that point, what can you do? Like, you can't even move through your restaurant. Of course, your food's gonna take a minute. It's gonna take me 10 minutes to get to your table from the kitchen. Like, we can go into a certain smokehouse that we worked at. We got smacked up a couple of times there, and I think the worst part is like, you almost don't know that you're out when you have like 45 tickets and the last 15, you're like, yeah, I don't have any
Yeah.
of that. Like, just go tell them that they need to. I don't know what to tell them. Just
Reorder.
Can we get the half chicken? Nope, we're out of that too. Can we get? Do you have any pork left? Like, that's probably all we have left. Just
Yeah,
pork. We
yeah.
got pulled pork for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, there's almost nothing you could do. Like, you prep as much as you can, and all of a sudden it's just like, well, we're out of
It's
everything.
Not,
Would you like some French
enough.
fries?
It's not enough.
We've got French fries and pizza, guys, and
We
limited
got
on the pizza.
peanuts.
And we're running out of pizza though, so like
we can go into a
have
certain
fries and
location
green beans.
that does concerts. And I mean, you don't even have to name one. Just like a concert. That's all it takes. A concert night. Just
you can order everything you want to make sure that you have it for the guests coming in, and then like
I need one.
it just gets annihilated so
Yeah,
fast.
you
Like
just-
there's just no. There's,
you don't
there's-
even have enough space to store the stuff.
Yeah, like you need like almost like an 18-wheeler refrigerator truck out the back,
Which
just,
I've seen done.
like just to hold your product.
Yeah.
Like-
Like you don't have enough space in your keg room. You don't have enough space in your fridge, your freezer, nothing. Like there's just no place to put enough food. And especially if you have more than one concert throughout, like
Oh,
the in between deliveries.
A weekend?
Oh yeah, like if you got 3 concerts in a weekend, yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's
You're
like,
screwed.
oh, it's Friday. Here's our delivery.
Can I get an emergency delivery when tomorrow?
Yeah, like I need it Saturday.
Like I know it's Friday, I got a delivery today, but can I get one tomorrow?
See, like where I work, it's big enough.
You got the space to store stuff.
Well, no, but I can get a delivery 6 days a week because they know, like, yeah, we're big enough to store stuff. But when you're storing stuff for that amount of people, when you're just do it already, man. Fuck.
What are you trying to time that? You still got it wrong.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway.
Pick mine up before you gave it to me.
Yeah.
No,
Holy shit!
All right,
I
so
literally
I
handed
want
it to
to
you.
segue this into a different topic though,
Okay,
because
okay.
I don't even know if I could narrow down like the worst service, but I want to get into a different subject, which Jason, you may be more adept to go with me on here, but guest recovery.
Damn, Billy.
What's like the best
I literally handed it to you. Like,
guest recovery moment? And
everywhere.
I'm going to give a simple story because I was out of town on vacation and I was at Outback Steakhouse, and this was up north. Hold on, it gets good. Don't worry.
Hold on. Like you go on vacation and you go to Outback.
It was one of the only places open. It was a small town.
Okay,
It was late
but I mean, like, why didn't you go to the small town spot and support local business?
because it was one of the only places open.
Okay.
It was late.
One
You
of
know?
the only places open, not
I-
the only place open.
Hey, I didn't know where I was. I wasn't driving around for the next hour because then they all would have been closed. But I went in, and for those of you that don't know what I look like and haven't seen the, videos of us, I have long hair. So this story starts out great because they were.
You
still have long hair.
I still have long hair. I do.
Just east Omaha.
But we walked in. There was no host. She'd already, or he, I don't know, had already gone home for the night.
Early.
And the bartender was like, you can have a seat. We'll get to you in just a second. It probably took like 10 minutes before they really even got to us. And they were,
That's like.
well, they were a little busy. There was only one server and one bartender, so I get
What
it.
that's like.
Yeah. But yeah, shots fired.
multiple.
I was patient. I'm in the industry. I get it. It's fine. You know,
It's
like
like-
I
yeah,
see you
yeah.
working. It's one thing if you're just standing around. I see you working.
What that's like.
So, in any case, the server basically like runs by the table and goes, "I'll be right with you girls in a second." I was
Wait, one second before you start.
okay. Shots fired. Heard. But I mean, like,
did she come from behind you?
yeah, she was walking from behind me. Saw my girlfriend at the time sitting across from me. Saw the long hair because I had it down, and she was like, "I'll be right with you girls in a second." And when she comes back to get our drinks, she just goes, "Oh," and she was like, "Can I get you ladies anything?" Like without missing a beat. Like,
Oh, wow.
Great joke. like she was like, "Well, he seems cool. He hasn't gotten offended yet. Like, can I get you ladies anything?" And it was like,
Let's
"I'm in good recovery." Like, you have to kind of feel
let's
your
just
your
do
customers out. keep shots fired. Fine. But I mean, like, I thought that was like a pretty good recovery, and there was like a little mess up on the bloomin' onion when we first got it. So like
How
she
the
brought
fuck
it out.
you mess up with
Hey,
blooming onion, dude? It's like the #1 thing you sell.
it was overcooked, and literally she brought it out. She was like, "Guys, I know you've been waiting for a little
How
bit.
do
Like,
you
I already
over-
have another one working,
how do you
but you
overcook
can
a
nibble
blooming
on this one if you'd like." Like, blah blah blah. So I mean, like, she
You
already
can-
had
you can
another one
drag these
working.
Dry ass petals out of this one while your real one comes. This is just a joke.
But still, like, her
Ladies.
service was was, I'd say, as good as it could have been.
I mean, like, okay.
She was friendly, she was funny, she was attentive when she could be. You know, like, I get it. It took a minute to get to us, but then once she made it over, like, she was...
You can deal with mediocre food,
Right.
not mediocre service.
Right. And, again, she was jovial. You know, the joke was good.
yeah,
I'm a pretty funny guy. And sometimes I've said some things that I thought are funny to a table, and it turned out they weren't laughing, but I laughed. You know, like, can I get you ladies anything? Like, yeah.
There's some things you said in, like, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Luckily, cameras were not rolling. They were, and we didn't shoot that. But, Jason? What is one of your like best recovery moments, or like even if it wasn't like complete guest recovery, but like you know somebody was made happy from a mistake.
I'm trying to think now. Like, and I had ample time, but I was so enthralled in your story.
Yeah,
that
hey.
I was.
Ladies?
I think, yeah. Hello, ladies. I mean, I've been around a long time, and I've seen some of the most fucked up shit you'll ever see. Like, a screw in somebody's food. Like how
Jesus.
the fuck?
Is it bad that I'd say like three of us at the table are like, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, like, but let me, like, how does a fucking screw end up in your food? And, like, then there's, like, oh, well, it fell out of something, and I'm not... Like, I'm not trying to explain it away, but it's like when you walk up to the table and you're like, you're screwed. No, but I mean, like, there's been times, sorry, where, like, I work, obviously we all work in places where you cut your own lettuce for a salad, and then there's something in the salad, and, like, I don't even know how the hell that got there, because, like, we, like, like, say, like one of those, like, little plastic twisty tie things that close your bread up. You know what I'm talking about? Like that, I don't know, whatever it's called, like a... No, not a twist tie, but, like, the little plastic disc thing that, like...
Oh,
It's
yeah.
It's like a square.
Yeah, that thing. Like, I don't know what it's called. Anyway, like...
It's a bread closer.
Yeah, that thing. The plastic bread closer. And, like...
The thing is, once you open up the pack of bread, you just throw that shit away.
Yeah,
anyway.
like no one keeps that. Like, you know, like, especially, like, when you're, like, okay, I gotta make a vat of romaine lettuce for Caesar salads for the next 2 hours. And, like, so you take that little twist thing off and you dump the lettuce out, and then of the bag, you wash it, you throw the little plastic in the bag away, and then, like, somehow or another, like, after you wash the lettuce and you cut it, and it's like, you put it in a bin, and then somehow it's still mixing on the fucking plate, and I'm like, that shit just blows my mind. Like, how the hell?
That's why when I do that shit, because I had that happen to me on one table, I literally, once I take it off of...
No.
I know what you're talking
I
about,
see what she's saying. Like, the
but-
bread might hang over the...
Yeah,
but
but at the
everyone
same
who
time-
takes that shit off,
I throw it on the floor. I throw it on the floor. Like, you're gonna sweep it up later.
I've worked in
Like,
places
yeah.
that made sure that, like, when you take the twist tie off, that you put your hand inside the dome of the trash can, like, not like clean hands. Like, you have to put your hand down inside and let the metal piece go, so it does not end up in there. But it's insane to me, like, how these things still happen. And, like, when you're talking about, like, I've had to walk up to tables being the front of the house guy, and, like, guest recovery is, like, all you can fucking do. And, like,
There's one time where I just cut romaine at the old job, and, like, there's a little tie thing on there, and I threw it on the floor, and I guess someone opened up another one somewhere down the road, but it was the exact same fucking tie. I was like, no fucking way. No fucking way.
Well-
That came from the floor.
there's no way. There's no way that. First off, you know all the color coordinates for the day that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was like the exact same thing. I was like, no fucking way, because I threw that shit on the fucking floor. And I came back in and see side. I was like,
It's still on the floor.
no, he's on. I see it on the fucking floor, bitch. Like,
What?
Wait,
All right. So we have a sample.
We have a sample.
None of us know what this is.
Smells like lemonade.
Like lemonade?
Yeah.
I'm
Hello,
highly
how are
intrigued
you?
on that note.
We did that. We did that like last week.
All right, 2 out of 3 down. Initial thoughts?
It's not real flavorful.
I don't have
Very bland.
any flavor.
Very bland.
It's
It tastes like
Does have a
fucking-
hint of citrus.
it tastes like sober water, soda water to me.
It's definitely not
It-
silver water. There,
It's
really.
sober water. It's called H2O. But
That's Bud Light.
oh burn.
Hey.
Shots fired, Dooley. Come on. Keep up with me. Anyone want to take a guess at either ABV or style?
in the can that it's in,
I can't cheat.
in the
I kind of know,
The
but
style
I don't.
or the ABV or both?
I actually I don't know that much about it.
In the can that it is in, I feel 6.
6?
I'm feeling like a 4-6.
That is
4-6.
That is a
Feeling a
that's a
4-6
crowler. That,
to a
what,
5.
A crowler's 32.
Yeah, Crowler's 32.
All right, so that's a crowler. So you would assume that a crowler would be a.
And I feel like it's a light beer too.
A light beer.
Jason.
I'm with you on the.
Are we?
light
Are we? Are we?
Mr. Crowley.
You want to get more specific? Like, what kind of a light beer?
I
Are we talking like Pilsner? Are we going lager? Golden ale? Like what?
Oh, that's
I
kind
think
of hard.
I think
that's
like
kind
in
of
a,
hard.
I think
'cause
in a podcast that's happening soon, we need to do a pilsner and a lager next to each other, just so. Because to me,
I would say more of a pilsner.
yeah, I would.
Because
We got one Pilsner. All
I,
right.
I would say that's a pilsner.
for one, I did
Two
not look
Pilsner?
at the color. I did not look at the color.
But craft beer,
Well,
so it's in a crowler. So craft
something
beers
tell 'em about
normally don't brew a pilsner. I don't know
Interesting.
why.
Interesting.
Isn't green can a Pilsner?
Name another one.
I don't drink
Yeah.
Pilsners.
Oh, I drink them all the time. In
I'm a lager guy.
in the Teddy
I'm a
form.
lager guy.
All right, well, Dooley, where are you leaning? We got 2 Pilsners.
Hit me one more time, Chase. Pass that around because I don't want to pass it over the mixer.
30 a third.
Shit on the table costs money.
Can I get a little jam?
I think this is
Hold on. Don't grab that one. All right.
if
Let me grab that.
oh the no one wants
Oh,
to
how
give
are
the
you?
no one wants to give the producer any.
it's
You out? You don't want any, or
like,
you want to?
like I
You
don't
wanna try
I
it?
don't
There's
smell
some stuff in
anything.
Yeah, dump that real fast and
Dump as in throw in your face. Throw in your face, Chase.
the it's
I
To
don't,
me-
I don't smell anything. I don't taste anything. Like
yeah.
All
Well,
right, well, give us your guess, Dooley. 'Cause
it's
I'm ready to reveal this.
I believe that it's a pilsner.
I believe.
I can fly.
I believe, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen,
no,
ladies and gentlemen, as a church, we're gonna let you go early. I'm a liar.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. None of y'all have heard the
Hold
whole
on.
Larry the Cable Guy and
Oh,
Jeff Foxworthy. I believe.
You act like we have not seen that.
That's where I was going with that. I am very into comedy, so that's where I was going with it. But apparently, everyone else went somewhere else. But
Mhm.
I can't put my mind onto it. I would say Pilsner.
Pilsner. Okay, so
I-
it's
what-
Second sip
producer?
feels lighter than a Miller Lite.
It
Okay.
was-
it is a lager.
Oh,
Get the fuck out.
Natty Boh.
what?
National Bohemian. Pabst Brewing Lager.
Paps. It's not a natty, dude. That's a PBR.
National Bohemian. Pabst.
So-
What's
Paps, bitch. You said it 3 times. Paps Blue Ribbon.
Let me go. Austin Powers Gold Member.
Hold on.
Daddy, go.
Pass that over here. I gotta read it.
Go ahead.
Like I'm.
Where'd it come from?
I got
Pabst
it.
Brewing.
Paps Brewing.
That's P. Okay, so it's
That's
PBR,
Pabst.
but it's PBL.
It's PBL.
What?
I don't even know what the fuck that is. So
Decent.
Pabst came out with a lager?
National Bohemian Pabst Brewing Lager. It's a 4.6.
Damn, I was close.
I'm
I said,
losing my fucking mind right
said
now.
4-5 to a 5.
Because I got this as a gift, and I deliberately did not read the label because it came in a crowler, and I was like, oh, this is going to be good for the podcast. So I put it away.
Decent People Tap Room, self-serve tap room and restaurant at,
It's a light Budweiser.
at River Club Drive, Suffolk, Virginia. Craft beer, wine, and food.
It said Pabst Brewing on it.
Yeah, and then they literally hand wrote the whole thing, like
That is
National
very true.
Bohemian Pabst.
Can
Brewing
somebody
Wine. Like that's
Dilly Google and put it up there on the fucking screen so we can all see it? Because it says Pabst Brewing National Bohemian.
No, it doesn't. It says
National
Is it
Bohemian.
Well, I'm believing that National Bohemian would be.
I thought Pabst was under Anheuser.
I have no idea.
no.
I didn't think Pabst was his own thing.
Maybe I've been around longer.
It,
They're probably around the same.
that's like Coke
Actually,
and Pepsi right there.
But they're not the same.
Natty Bo
Exactly
is a
like
Pilsner
Coke and
made
Pepsi.
by Pabst Brewing.
Scotty Doe.
So
Pabst Brewing is the brewing company.
It's not PBR, no, separate.
but is
separate
it
beer,
made?
but
Is it made by PBR?
Pabst Brewing, which is who makes PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon. But Pabst Brewing also makes the original National Bohemian beer, Natty Bo. I'm assuming this is their kind of spin-off because it is a
This-
lager, not a Pilsner.
Scotty Doe.
Maybe Natty Bo is National Bohemian. Maybe that's
Yeah,
may-
that's oh god, I hate
collectively.
that word. Colloquially.
Their slogan. Oh boy, what a beer.
So basically,
Colloquially. Oh god, still can't
So-
say it.
All right, so Pabst Brewing is the brewing company. Obviously, National Bohemian is the name.
I think National Bohemian is the brewing company, and Pabst.
Pabst Brewing is the,
National Bohemian is the brewing company.
Yeah, we're. Turn your head.
That's really weird then.
Well, let me,
National Bohemian is the brewing company.
So this is a PBR. Is that what we're drinking?
National Bohemian Beer,
God damn
Colloquially,
it.
Natty Ba is an American beer originally brewed in Baltimore, Maryland, but now owned by Pabst Brewing Company.
by the way, that's Natty Bo.
Okay, so someone explain to me what the hell we're drinking. Is it a PBR? Is it a Natty Bo? Is
It's a
it
Natty Bo lager
Okay.
made by Pabst Brewing.
okay? Okay.
R is a beer.
PBR is a beer.
So
Pabst
Dooley,
Blue
the red case on the nope down. Stop typing stuff. Go down to the box, the white box with the. There you go. Look, is that a lager?
American style lager, yeah.
I mean, can you click on it and make it bigger so
Yeah.
all of us can see it?
It's trying. I don't know.
All right,
Give
so
technology a chance, Jason.
well, okay. So we're drinking.
A Natty Bo lager. Like it is, I'm assuming Pabst Brewing made Natty Bo.
Okay,
This is their spin-off, which is not a Pilsner but a lager.
okay. So my question
Scotty Doe.
here is
They're actually owned by Miller Coors Company, too.
Your question is?
basically it's like a fucking $2.40, right? Like it's like maybe up north somewhere. Like you can get a Natty Bo 40.
Maryland, right?
Baltimore, yeah?
Like you can't get it around here. Maybe I'm reading that, but he
totally
keeps
different
clicking
than
on
that.
shit. And like
This
I-
is the Pabst Brewing Company itself, of the decent people.
I want to talk about
Of
the
the-
tap room
of
that it
the-
came from. Because on the
Yeah,
back of the
let's
can...
talk about the tap room because they have this shit on tap, and it was obviously
Well, there's two things about this can that I like. One is Taste the Grainbow. Nice play on words there, guys. This is from Decent People Tap Room, which I think my favorite part about this is it's a self-serve tap room and restaurant.
Well, I mean, so
That's
is
just the name of the restaurant.
no.
Decent People Tap Room is the name.
Out in
Self-serve
Suffolk.
tap room and restaurant, I'm assuming is the style.
Is-
Probably like one of those wine card
No,
things.
exactly. That's
Would
what I'm
it-
saying. I think Decent
Yes.
Okay. So
But
it's
the-
not that they didn't brew it. It's not
No. That's just the tap room it's served. But I'm more interested in the
actual
self-serve
tap room.
tap room.
Okay, like
So they now have you like the place that you
Yeah,
use
you
your
just-
credit card and you just tap a button and they pour you. a
well,
beer.
no, like you tap you load your credit card on this little magnetic fob, but how do you get it in a crowler or
They probably have them pre-done.
that's smart.
They do that. I don't think you can do that. They do that. Then they probably have like a refrigerator where you open the door and pay the guy.
So somebody gave me a shitty beer as a fucking. No, I mean I'm not saying it's a bad beer. It's a shitty
That's
beer.
what it sounded like.
No, it's
Really just
yeah, it's a shitty beer. Like, but it's not bad. If you don't know, like again, like if you don't know what you're drinking. I mean, it's not an IPA. It's not. It doesn't smell like cat piss, which I'm happy with. And maybe people up north are going to be pissed off because I called it a shitty beer, but that's in the loving sense of like I drink Miller Lite, and I think Bud Light is a shitty beer. But you know what? I would drink.
Fucking really?
Yeah, dude, I would drink Natty. I would drink this Natty Bow. Really, just give up. I would drink this Natty Bow over. I would drink this over a Bud Light. And
See, if you weren't scrolling through pages that wouldn't
Time
load, you
out.
could have done shots fired.
questions.
You wanna
Miss-
fuck with the
Mr.
damn dude,
Carr.
it's gonna be that way.
Mr. Carr, you drank, sampled, tasted the Bud Light lemon tea. And as a professional, you had to have sampled it in order for you to put it into your restaurant.
It didn't make it into my restaurant.
Oh, fuck, no, it didn't. It is like one of the worst things that ever happened to fucking beer. And I don't care. And Dooley's still not clicking on shots fired as I'm talking all this fucking shit. No one cares anymore about fucking. We've moved on.
He went back to it.
Yeah, he's still scrolling. Like,
I've already done shots fired.
are you trying to look for a case? Like, we're not gonna go buy a case of this shit. Like, I don't know why you're going through the fucking store.
I think
Seriously.
he's trying to find out how much a bottle is, but the case was $10. That tells me enough.
Yeah, like there's 32 ounces in that crowler, so that's
I'm not looking at anything about this beer.
so you're
What
just
are you
you're just
looking for?
freelancing and not doing what you need to do for this podcast. Is what you're saying?
What are you looking
Burn. That's
yes,
shots
ma'am.
fired.
Yes,
shots,
ma'am.
Shots
yes,
fired.
Yes, ma'am.
Shots fired
yes,
on Dooley.
Ma'am. There you go, yes, ma'am.
You keep shopping on your own time. All right, guys. So today we did
for? Bacon wrapped elotes?
the bacon wrap blows, which kind of came out, and
Okay.
then
I mean, like, well, the flavor came out good. The presentation didn't.
it was supposed to be we're learning, and then we did the Sonoran hot dog, which is a bacon wrap hot dog with stuffed with pimento beans.
It's stuffed with a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, pimento beans, jalapenos, lettuce, tomato, onion, mustard, mayonnaise,
and
like a verde salsa.
jalapeno sauce.
and yeah, I think that's it. It's a bacon wrap hot dog, the Sonoran dog,
Which is 100% right. And then
basically like a taco dog. That was pretty good. Pretty good, gotta say. I got mustard up my nose, but it was good.
okay, so then we did the cold smoked fish. It was cod, and we
smoked it with the smoking gun. We didn't cold smoke it on a grill or anything.
right because I have not cold smoked
Fish.
anything.
I don't. Have we? Well, we did salmon. We did salmon.
I don't know if we've actually cold smoked anything, but we had that conversation like on the Facebook post. Like, it's cold and we smoked it. Does that make it cold smoked? Truthfully,
That's kind of cold smoke. Usually involves a little bit more, and it smokes the entire
well,
time.
Yeah,
and
but so we smoked it. We put it in the refrigerator, and then we pulled it out. Then we smoked it again, and like with the smoking gun, like we were using like a they call it a butcher's blend. It's got cherry and apple. So then we grilled it, and I think like there was a hint of smoke in the whole thing, a hint.
A hint.
But I don't know if that had anything to do with the
It kind of makes me wonder, like, if we had baked it or sous vide it or something other than the grill.
right
would we have
because like
gotten-
our grill is so seasoned. Did the grill impart flavor? Because even the producer took a piece of just the fish, and she's like, I can taste a fine hint of smoke. But again,
But a
me,
hint.
if it's there, I shouldn't have to hunt for it.
Right.
And so if we're going to call it a smoked fish taco,
It needs to be
where
smoky.
it needs to at least have that flavor imparted. Do we try to smoke like a pico?
I was actually thinking, do we smoke the Baja?
Oh, I like where you're at. More things to come from Team Fat Kid. This is Team Fat Kid, Choose the Fat. And as always, I'd like to thank our non-sponsors. And you can always check us out on the Insta FaceTube Twitter,
You can find us on Facebook.
which is Team Fat Kid,
You can find us on Instagram.
which is at Team Fat Kid 1. No, actually, that's Team Fat Kid Nation,
You can find us on YouTube.
which is Team Fat Kid.
And you can find us on Twitter.
That's at Team Fat Kid 1.
You can always find us on any of your favorite podcast apps at Team Fat
Team
Kid.
Fat Kid, choose
the
the fat. And remember, if you want to send us an email, it's nope.
It's Team Fat Kid Nation at teamfatkidnation.com.
And we always thank you guys for listening and hang in there. We'll be back next Monday.